Hello, I am Hea, mascot of Gwangyang City, which represents the sun rising from Gwangyang Bay. Gwangyang plums are known as the best plums in the entire country because they are grown at the foot of Mount Baegun and nearby Seomjin River. They are cultivated organically with lots of sunshine. They have plenty of citric acid, an even quality, and vivid color. Gwangyang is the biggest plum production site, as well as the home of Hong Sang-ri, who was the father of plum collective cultivation and the creator of traditional plum foods.
Story of Gwangyang plum.
During the Japanese colonial period, Kim Oh-chon from Dosari, Gwangyang, went to Japan and worked as a miner for 13 years. When he returned home in 1931, he brought in new plants, including 10,000 chestnut trees, 5,000 plum trees, persimmon trees, and pear trees. I will cultivate these plants and bear fruit in my hometown. After he came back to Gwangyang, he visited Japan several times to learn how to cultivate the plants. Right before independence, he planted chestnut trees on a nearby mountain, while growing plum trees on a hill near his own house. Meanwhile, in 1965, Kim's son got married with Hong Sang-ri, who was from Miryang. Hong Sang-ri began to cultivate chestnut trees and plum trees, which were planted by her father-in-law on the mountain range. At the time, the chestnut trees were planted on a rocky mountain range, and only a few plum trees were planted. Mrs. Hong began changing the chestnut trees to Japanese apricot trees starting in 1968. She shed lots of tears because of hard work.
My hand has become a hoe and a pick. Oh, I shed more tears than the water in Seomjin River.
Though her work was hard, plum flowers blossomed in March and comforted Mrs. Hong. Hong Sang-ri decided to settle down in the mountain range around the flowers.
Right. I should build a plum flower park where all people from the world can visit.
She built Blue Plum Farm with her priceless time and effort. In 1994, plums raised at this farm were commercialized for the first time. As a result, Hong Sang-ri was designated as the official master of plum cultivation in 1997, Traditional Food Master number 14. As Mrs. Hong wished, Blue Plum Farm became a famous plum flower park with 1 million visitors a year. Plum is an alkaline food. The citric acid in plums, with its strong acidity, has the effect of rejuvenation and stimulating appetite. Also, its detoxifying and antibacterial effect works best for stomach problems. Gwangyang plum's positive image and excellence are the result of the hardship of Kim Oh-chon and Hong Sang-ri, who were dedicated to raising plum trees and creating unique, delicious plum food for 75 years. Every March, Gwangyang Plum Cultural Festival is held in Gwangyang. At the beginning of June, another festival, the Plum Experience and Farmers Market, is also held.